Hi everyone, welcome to Water Tanks with StewiejP. I'm Stewie. You're not neither any of these blokes, but you might see me in one or maybe even two of the replays coming up. You know the low tier Hold My Beer series that I've been doing for a little while? Well, it's not going anywhere. But one thing I hope that it demonstrates is you should never, ever, ever give up. Even if you're low tier, even if you're outnumbered. And this first replay in today's extravaganza is going to demonstrate that. This is Raktajino Gaming. Raktajino from Lime Clan. He's on Twitch. His link's down below. He's an absolute champion. He's platooned up with a couple of champions, and he's about to light it up in the Strv-B 103B, the Tier 10 Swedish tank destroyer. The one that's made out of a cheese wedge, and it looks pretty cool too, and you can never, ever give up. Wait and see. It's going to be great. The Strv-B 103B, folks, it's a Tier 10 Swedish tank destroyer. It looks like a cheese wedge or a doorstop, some people call it. It does look a little bit funny. Raktajino is no dummy, though. He knows how to use it. He loves it. It looks pretty cool. It looks really good with that green camo. That's an old Christmas camo, I reckon. At least I think it might be. He's got the APCR rounds loaded, which is standard and premium in this tank. It's a 105mm gun, 390 alpha damage, 308mm of penetration. That's with standard. 350mm with premium, which is also APCR. So it's got that beautiful, quick shell velocity, I think is the word you might be looking for. We're playing on Empire's Border, which is a new-ish kind of map, or it's sort of been I don't know, it's a little bit new. But he's platooned up with KJ TTV. KJ from Uwu Clan in the Bat Chat. She loves the Bat Chat. She's also on Twitch as well. I highly recommend tuning in because it's always a good time over there with the Uwu crew. And Bucket of Monkey is another absolute champion of the Water Tanks Australian community. I've met him. A nice bloke. I met KJ and Rack as well. And it's always good to catch up with them. He sees the Emil. Raktajino's point of view here, looking at the Emil. Shoots the Emil once, shoots the Emil twice. Now the Emil's no longer spotted. Raktajino might be, but it doesn't matter because the Conch GC just got rid of the Tier 9 auto-loading Swedish heavy tank, the one with the funny turret, and Raktajino is ready to continue on this carry. Now we mentioned low tier Hold My Beer. It's not going anywhere. I reckon I love it. I love seeing replays where you're not top tier in a battle and you can still carry and have a good time. This is not a low tier Hold My Beer. It's Tier 10. Today's extravaganza is going to be a little bit different. 4 replays for sure. 2 of them aren't ace tankers. 2 of them aren't even random battles. You might see, it's probably in the title, there's a couple of ranked battles coming your way. One of them might even be from me. Let's have a look. 4-3 is the score. Raktajino on 872 hit points of damage done so far. This is a bit where it's a little bit slow. His team aren't doing too badly. 5-3, 5-4 the score now. Unfortunately, KJ got taken out there by the K91 up there in the north. There's nobody else looking after the north, and I think Rack doing the right thing here. He doesn't want to be the only tank in one direction, but he is taking up sort of a little bit of a defensive position, if you like. Knocking a few trees over because the camouflage rating of this tank is pretty good. I haven't got the numbers at hand. Of course, it depends on your crew, depends on your equipment, depends on any directives you might be using, but it is a tank. The whole Swedish tank destroyer line, or from Tier 8 and up anyway, are pretty hard to see. Pretty high camouflage rating because they're so low. They're low to the ground. Now, with this tank, I think the default button is the X key, but you've got 2 different modes. You've got a mode where you're ready to fire, like Raktajino is now. You can see this 1.3 thing in the middle of the screen. That's not the time to reload. Imagine that. Imagine if it was a 1.3 second reload. It is a pretty quick reload, and it's super accurate. Look how small the aim circle is. When you're in the what I would call the crouching position, the tank sort of crouches and is ready to fire, if you like. Is aimed. It's to do with the hydromatic, ultramatic, what is it? Suspension, whatever you want to call it, and it basically makes the tank a lot less mobile. It takes a lot longer to go forwards and backwards, left and right, but the gun it's look how accurate that circle is. That circle in the middle of the screen, that's his aim point. You can find a weak spot, no problems whatsoever with the Strv, and that's the feature of this tank. Unfortunately though, when you're in that really good aiming mode, you can't move too quickly. When he flicks out of the aiming mode, and you have to be stationary to do it, when you hit the X key, if you're moving, you'll stop moving. Then you can then you can move a lot quicker, but your gun is nowhere near as accurate. Does that make sense? The circle is a lot more like a KV2 compared to what you're looking at now on the screen. 5-8 the score. Unfortunately, Bucket of Monkeys has been taken out by the Leopard. Bucket of Monkeys, often seen in my Twitch chat as well, is an absolute legend. Had beers with him at one of the wargaming get-togethers not too long ago. Hopefully we can all do it again sometime, but Raktajino's team is in a little bit of trouble. 1,249 hit points of damage done so far, 770 assisted damage. He has been hit by artillery, the GWE-100, and I think that's about it as far as taking shots. There was another arty shot that came his way a while ago. Gets a T-49, takes a T-49 down to 33 hit points. The T-49 goes for the dank flanking maneuver on the Strv, but luckily for Raktajino, he gets rid of him. I think if the T-49 got behind him, he might have been able to squash him against the wall. Remember, the T-49 was only on 33 hit points, which might be 32 more than he needs, but 33 is enough to if you could squash it against the wall, you could probably get rid of the Tier 9 American derp gun light tank pretty easily by just squashing him against that rock behind Raktajino's Strv. 6-9's the score, down by 3 tanks. There's 2 artilleries left on each team. 2 tank destroyers left on Raktajino's team. Raktajino himself and the Waffenträger Aufpanzer 4, which is probably looking southways. The K91 was last spotted roughly where Raktajino's aiming. He's a little bit worried about the K91. If the K91 gets behind him, he's dead. And that's probably why he's not aiming south, where that Strv-K looks like the Strv-K might be poking around the corner, looking for the waffle and the 2 artillery pieces. Further down in the south, the Char, as well as the IS-32, are fighting off a couple of enemies. A few tanks go down. 9-10 the score now. Not looking too bad, the scoreboard. Only down by 1 tank. It's 5 versus 6. We can do that. 5 versus 6. 9-10 is the score. However, those 2 artillery pieces are going to be very, very nervous indeed. Now, Raktajino keeping the K91 from coming up and flanking, but he's not. He wants to know where the K91 is. He can get rid of the K91, then he can start focusing on whatever is in the south. Looks like he's considering turning around. He's thinking about it. The Strv-K is a one-shot, so you'd think the waffle hopefully would be able to get him on 500 and something odd hit points. A T-30 in the south kills the Char. That brings the score back to 9-11, and that makes it a 4 versus 6. 1 kill to Raktajino Gaming from Lime Clan. Well, Raktajino is his in-game name. Raktajino Gaming is his Twitch name. Like I mentioned earlier, highly recommend you check it out. Link down below. KJ as well, absolute legend. And I've had beers with all these 3 people. It's fantastic. The World of Tanks Australian community is amazing. And now he's at a point where, shit, what am I going to do now? It's 3 versus 6. Make that 2 versus 6. And unfortunately, the only other tank left is a Conk GC, who's probably... He's got a very, very low chance of surviving. There's a Strv. Puts one into the Strv. Takes it down to 181 hit points. The Strv shoots back. And another quick... bang, and he kills him. It's 2 versus 5 now. 10-13 is the score. 2 kills to Raktajino. Blocks a shot from the K91 in the south, so he knows the K91 has relocated and done a big flanking maneuver and gone down to the south. 10-13 is the score. 2 kills, 2,212 hit points of damage done so far. 320 damage blocked by armor, 770 assisted damage. Raktajino from Lime in the Strv-103B. You saw him the other day, not too long ago, maybe a week ago, or a few days ago. I can't remember what day it is today. Looking for the T-30 on 40 hit points. He's looking for a green dot. You got a bit of orange there. The T-30 is slowly peaking. The Conk GC, 10-13. They're only down by 1,174 hit points. If you look at the hit point markers, the K91 is on very low health. The T-30 is on 40 hit points. And I think the T-30 is on a little bit more than the K91. Let's pause it here for a minute. 10-14 is the score. It's 1 versus 5. You know what that is, folks. You know what, if he can make this work, he's aiming his shots. He's confident that he's not spotted. The T-30 won't have a great view range. The Strv has got great camouflage rating. It's 1 versus 5. This is a potential Kolobanov's medal. If you can win these, normally I've seen a couple of these, and it's always pretty impressive. I've seen it a few times on the attack defense mode when there's 1 tank left against 5 or more tanks, and they manage to to evade getting killed and win by defending on the attack defense mode. But this is a little bit different. This is a random battle. It's either cap or kill all. There's 5 minutes left on the clock. There's the T30. The T30 just blind-fired Raktajino. Raktajino didn't get spotted there. Oh, I'd be taking the shot. He does. That's his first kill. That's 1 down. 11-14. It's 1 versus 4 now. 2 of them are artillery pieces. The Leopard 1, though. The Leopard 1 is probably the danger tank. The Leopard 1 is on 4 kills. Looks like the Leopard 1's on about 3/4 hit points. The K91 has re-rotated. I'm not sure if that's a word, but he's not doing it anymore, and now he's gone. 12-14. Now it's a 1 versus 3. He did get spotted. No, the Leopard 1, the health indicator was not accurate. Somebody must have blind fired the Leopard 1. Down goes the Leopard 1. Now it's a 1 versus 2. 5 kills to Raktajino Gaming. 2,487 hit points of damage done. Both artilleries have just fired, and he's back into quick mode, and he's flying forward down to where the artillery pieces should be. Somebody pings the K2 box, which is where they think it might be. They might think it's down there. KJ pings it, K1, K2, whatever, and he finds one of them. It's the T92, who he can't kill in one shot. Gets him for 441 hit points. Looks like he might have tracked the T92, but T92 quickly fixes his tracks, continues to move, and that's his 6th kill. That's the Top Gun. Now, a Top Gun will be pretty good. A Top Gun at tier 10, Top Gun at any tier is pretty good, let's be honest. But Raktajino, he's picked up a Top Gun, and now it's a 1 versus 1 for a Kolobanov's medal. The GWE100, the GWE, is on 2 kills. Hasn't been spotted. It's an artillery. You wouldn't expect it to be spotted. Where is he going to find the G, or will he find the GWE? The GWE is not known for its speed, folks, whereas the Strv-B is. Well, he's doing about 50 at the moment. He finds it. Switches into shooty mode. Gets him once on the top of the superstructure, is that what they call it? It's not a turret, that's for sure. Stays in go mode. Go mode? This is for a Kolobanov's medal. 134 hit points left on the GWE. Auto aims, shoots, takes his time, and says, Kolobanov's medal, here I am. Let's call it an ace. We know it's going to be an ace. You bet it's an ace. Have a look at this. Not just an ace, it's a Kolobanov's medal awarded to a player who stands alone against 5 or more enemy tanks and wins. That's what he did. He stood alone against 5. It was a 1 versus 5. Was it a 1 versus 6? I don't think it was a 1 versus 6. It was a 1 versus 5. Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. It was also the Hand of God for surviving and winning the game, having received damage for at least 4 different enemy vehicles. Bruiser medal for doing some internal module and crew member damage. Any one of those shots, the Strv's got a great gun. It's going to penetrate. It's going to do damage to crew members and modules and all that kind of stuff. Jewelers for killing 2 tanks that did damage to his vehicle. Fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his tank. Kolobanov's, that's the big one. Standing alone against 5 or more tanks. That is a ripper. Pascucci for killing those 2 artilleries. Top Gun, and he even got some bonds for that. That probably would have been for the kills, and also being in a tier 10 game gives you some bonds from time to time. 3,487 hit points of damage done, 7 kills in the end, 1149 base experience. He fired 15 shots, 14 hit, and they all penetrated. Nothing wrong with those numbers whatsoever. He spotted 1,000, he blocked a bit, and he even made credits. No boosters or anything running, but it looks like he's buying his consumables in advance at half price, which is exactly the right thing to do. And he made money at tier 10, 23,000 credits. That's after tax in a premium account in that 12-minute game. I don't think he fired any premium ammunition. Probably didn't need to. Raktajino, you are a legend, mate. High five on the Kolobanovs. And don't forget to check him out, folks. He's not just a good player, but an entertaining chap as well. Look out, who's this noob in the Type 62? The Type 62, the forgotten Tier 7 premium tank. This is stewiejp, 1AR clan commander, now recruiting and playing on mines. This is an encounter battle on mines, going straight for the hill and getting it from the southern spawn. You might have missed the first bit, but all the first bit of this replay was stewiejp driving towards the hill, which you've all seen, and I didn't crash into anything on the way either. The VK3002M coming to play ball. Somebody damages them, and stewiejp seagulls a kill. Thank you very much. No problems whatsoever. 2-zip the score. The Type 62 is a Tier 7 premium Chinese light tank. I got this as some kind of promotion a while ago. Not a while ago, absolute years ago. They were giving them away. I'm sure they were giving them away. Who knows? Anyway, it's a Tier 7 premium Chinese light tank. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I seem to do okay in this bad boy. It's got armor-piercing rounds as standard on its 85mm gun, 180 alpha damage, 145mm of penetration, 220 with the heat rounds, which is premium. Find the Jackson, back up, try to double bush. Not sure if the double bush works. Does work. Of course it works. Getting some spotting on the Jackson, even though my AP round doesn't penetrate the lightly armoured American Tier 6 tank destroyer. There's a Chi-Re back there, sniping like an absolute champion. And I think at this stage I was doing some, I think this was, I'm pretty sure it was on stream. Might have been. Generally stream when I'm playing, not all the time, but sometimes. The looking pretty good here. 5-1 is the score. I wanted to do some damage. Was there a mission? It wasn't one of those missions. One of the daily missions. Damage and kills, I think it might have been, or damage and base XP. Who knows what it was. Anyway, grinding through my Tier 7 premium tanks, getting some credits up, popping the clan boosters and the personal reserves, all that kind of jazz for some profitable gameplay. Did I mention 1 hour's recruiting? Of course I did. I should have. Credit boosters, Tier 10 credit boosters on every night. And you'll see the result of those credit boosters after this game. Another one into the top of the OI. Got to point out I'm firing standard ammunition here and still managing to penetrate the OI, looking for the weak spot on the turret. 6-1 the score, 2 kills to StewiejP from 1AR clan, absolute champion. Check him out on Twitch. You know you want to. Finally realised that I've got side shots into the IS. So it puts one in there for 175 damage. Isn't too bad for a Tier 7 light tank. Just the undulation of the land playing a little bit of havoc with my tracks. Of course, it's Chinese. It's not going to have a huge amount of gun depression. Looking for that sweet green dot that you like to see as you're aiming at the side of a heavy tank. Look, the IS is a pretty strong tank. Unfortunately, he's gone back to the garage. No hard feelings though, IS. Scores 8-2, 2 kills, 1,630 hit points of damage done so far. Looking towards the Tiger, didn't quite land that shot, but that's all right. 9-2, nothing to worry about. 9-2's the score. There's a J-Panzer 4. Decide, nah, probably don't have a shot on him. He's going to be hiding behind that rock. Now, at this point, I'm a little bit perplexed here. I'm coming down here to get off the hill, and this heavy tank is going up the hill when all of the enemy tanks are on the other side. Don't know. Anyway, the dead Onu is not too happy in the chat. Hopefully that didn't come through on YouTube. And time to go over here and shoot the Tiger P in the side if I can get away with it. No, can't shoot the Tiger P. We can shoot the Tiger. Only got 4 standard bullets left. Might have to reevaluate how many premium rounds I've got in this tank after this game. 10-3. Looking. Where's the Tiger? Oh, the Tiger P. Oh, Tiger P. Thank you, mate. No problems. I'll take that shot into the side and track him as well, I think, maybe. Take some more damage into the side of the Tier 7 German heavy tank. Blocked the shot for 240 damage, blocked by armor, and now the Tiger P's a one shot. He's behind the rock again. Don't think he's going to come out of the rock, but hello, the SU-8's been spotted. Oh, take your time, Stewie, and aim. It looks like he's aiming in my general direction. Can he see me? I think he might, because he started to wiggle. The VK picks up the kill. He's no longer on the hill, that VK. Sort of saw the error of his ways, I guess. I'm not sure. Or maybe he was trying to... I'm not sure what he was trying to do. Who knows? Maybe he was on a mission to cap. But the cap's not on the hill. I don't know. One into the side of the WZ. Don't even need to aim. That just leaves the WZ again. We'll shoot him again. Go for the ram kill. You love a good ram kill. GG. The M4 says LOL in the chat. And look, I'm going to claim that. I'm going to claim that as a win. Not only a win, but it was an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. Not often do I get to feature on my own channel, which is a little bit unfortunate, you might say. Maybe. I don't know. I can do it whenever I like. Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, Spotter Medal for that assisted damage. Bruiser, Jewelers, Fire for Effect, Confederate for shooting more tanks than anyone else. Just a quick lazy ace. 1,473 base experience. 3,025 damage done. 3 kills. 524 shots. 23 hit. 19 penned. I'll take those numbers any day. 1,705 assisted damage. The best thing about assisted damage, you don't have to pay for your bullets. And that shows in that report. Look at that. 160,000 credits. That's after tax with a premium account in that 5-minute game. That's pretty profitable. That same session, because I'm recording this like the day or two after when I had that game, there was a game where I made over 200,000 credits. It wasn't a might have been with a One of those credit missions, maybe. But this one was all credit. Oh, this is all clan booster and personal reserves. 5 minutes, 160,000 credits. You'll take that. You'll take that any day of the week. So if you're looking for a clan, check out 1AR. Clan wars sometimes. Advances. There's a schedule somewhere, I'm sure. But great bunch of people. Some of the best bunch of people that I've ever met. And some of them I have met. What are we doing? We're recording an extravaganza, Stewie. This one's not a random battle. We talked about ranked, I think. We talked about ranked. This is Rantic. Rantic from Trap's clan. Have you been doing ranked battles, folks? I have. As the next replay will show. This is Rantic. He's on Muravanka. He's in the Kranvagn. The tier 10. Of course it's tier 10. It's ranked. The tier 10 Swedish heavy tank. Rantic having a great time in the Kranny. Now, if you're playing ranked, I'm playing ranked. You're playing ranked. A lot of people are playing ranked. You see a lot of Kranvagens. There's 3 in this team. It's 10 versus 10. This goes to show that the Kranny is probably one of the most versatile tanks around. It's a 3-shot autoloader. It's a 3-shot autoloader with a 120mm gun, 440 alpha damage, 252mm of penetration with standard, 300 with heat, which is premium, 4, 8, 12. That's 1,320 potential clip damage, I think. Finds the enemy cranny, shoots him once, shoots him again. The first one didn't go through, but the second and third one did. It did cop 1 heat round for 525 hit points. That's not a bad roll. The enemy Kranvagn wants to buy a Tats Lotto ticket after that one. Bit of someone not too happy in the chat. Not too sure. 0-0 the score. Rantic from chat. Now Rantic has been sending me replays for a while. They're always good. They're always entertaining, and this one will be no exception. I guarantee it. This is ranked battles, folks. Ranked battles used to be 15 versus 15. Now they're 10 versus 10. I, for one, am very, very happy that it's 10 versus 10. The reason being, and even good players tend to agree with me on the 10v10 format. If you're the best player in the world, you're going to have a bigger impact on the outcome in a 10 versus 10 because you're 10% of the team. In a 15 versus 15, you're less than 10%. Would it be like 7.5%? Roughly. I think so. 7 or 8. Whatever. Anyway, so even the best players can't carry a 15 versus 15 if the rest of the team don't do fantastically. But if you're a good player, or forget about if you're a good player or not. If you're playing well, what I've found, if you're playing well in 10 versus 10, even if you aren't playing well enough to carry the game, you still won't lose chevrons, and you might even get chevrons by playing well. And by playing well, I don't mean sitting at the back like some people do and sniping. By playing well, I mean playing your vehicle to the role that it should be. Like Rantic at the moment is playing in the Kranvagn. The Kranvagn is the tier 10 auto-loading Swedish heavy tank. It's a heavy tank. It likes the front. It likes playing up the front of the battle. Hopefully that makes sense. I've found that if you play your tank the way the tank should be played, like if you're a heavy tank, you're up the front fighting, blocking damage, causing damage, doing all that cool stuff, you'll generally do pretty well. I had the night before I'm recording this, I had a session of about 18 games in the qualifying and ended up with 18 chevrons. I reckon that's pretty good. Averaged 1 chevron a game. For a player of my caliber, I think that's a lot better than I did last season, even with the 10 versus 10. With the 15 versus 15, even if you play to your tank's strengths, you could still potentially lose chevrons or miss out on chevrons. Anyway, enough about my rant about 10 versus 10. Rantic is having an absolute ripper here. He's in the Kranvagn, and I'm starting to see why the Kranvagn is so ubiquitous. Is that the word? In ranked battles. Those 3 shots, 4, 8, 12, 1,320 potential clip damage is a handy amount of damage. 1,320, that's well over half the hit points of the Cranny, and I think for a medium tank that would be just about close to all of the hit points on a medium tank if you come across a Leopard or a STB1, which there are also plenty of those in this form of the game. 4-4 the score though here. It's a tight one here. Rantic doing his best to carry hard. 4,788 hit points of damage done so far. Someone's on the cap. Is it the Leopard or is it the E50M? His teammates are fighting down there in the south, but if this gets capped out, then it's not going to be good. That's for sure. It's not going to be good at all. 4-5 is the score. Rantic from traps on 1 kill. 4,788 hit points of damage. Still just one on the clap, and it's not the Leopard. The Leopard's staying back here, probably to try to keep eyes out here while somebody else caps it. He shoots a Leopard once, shoots him again. Is he going to hide and sort of get hulled down? He's not going to take. He is taking a reload as he gets a little bit closer. By the time he gets to the cap, he'll be fully reloaded. Whoever was on the cap then, which I would guess is the E50M, has decided against facing Rantic in his cranny. He's on 2 kills, 5,222 hit points of damage done. Having a great time. Looking for. Oh, is this a cheeky kill shot? It might. Oh, nearly. Doesn't matter. The other cranny got the kill. One of the other crannies got taken out on Rantic's team as well. Kranvagn's everywhere. Like I said, 3 Kranvagns on this team. The enemy had 2. They're both dead, which is good for Rantic and his teammates. 8-6 the score. They're up by 250 hit points, going by the hit point counter at the top of the screen. 8 minutes left on the clock. Plenty of time to flush out that E50M, who appears to be... E50M is possibly still on full health. Somebody's pinging that bush there. That's where the E50M was likely from. He did shoot Rantic, and Rantic blocked the shot. So putting in a few speculative shots in the bushes is probably not a bad idea. If you're not doing anything else, you might as well at least let the E50M know that you're looking at him. Object 277 is right down in the south. They're on 3 kills, but it looks like they're on possibly a 1 shot or a 2 shot for the E50M or the EBR. The Grill 15 is in the middle of the magical forest, getting ready to snipe and have a great game. But again, the Grill 15 on 545 hit points. The other cranny on 249. So I'm guessing it's going to be Rantic's job to find out these tanks, because he's the only tank that can really afford to take a shot. And being a heavy tank, there's always a chance you're going to block it, which will add to your score, add to your experience, and add to your chance of getting chevrons. Now, I mentioned chevrons earlier as well. With ranked battles, the objective is to go through the ranks. You do that by picking up chevrons. Chevrons, you play 20 qualifying. You play 20 qualifying battles, and for each battle, for every chevron you get a double. I think you get a double win when you get through to the divisions. After the qualifying, you start on the 3rd division, then the 2nd, then the 1st, and you end up in a league. I know this is sounding confusing. Confuses the hell out of me as well. All you need to know is once you've done the qualifying battle, however many chevrons you get. Now, you get a chevron by, if you win, if you're in the top 2, you get 2 chevrons. If you're in the next 5, you get 1. Now, those double battle wins, you get double those amount of chevrons on a game that you get a chevron. If you're in the losing team, if you get top score by XP, you get 1 chevron. The next 4 or 5 don't lose any. And the bottom 4 or 5, or however many more there is, they do lose a chevron. There's the EBR over there in the 389. That's a wine at 389. And gets him for 389 hit points. Takes him down to 632. So that's what the qualifiers are about. I'm not a great fan of the qualifiers, but having said that, this time I had a better run, so maybe I'll change my mind. You might see one of my ranked battles next. Promise you it won't go as long as this one. Rantic showing great patience, getting ready to have a great time. He's on 5,222 hit points of damage. With a score like that, you're confident thinking that you're probably going to be top score. So even if you lose, you're still going to get a chevron. But he doesn't want to lose. He wants to win and get 2 chevrons. As you go through the divisions, now this is another bit. You can look at it in your garage. It's probably a little bit easier to look at in your garage when you click on ranked battles and you can see the divisions. There are 10 levels on each division, and they to go through those 10 levels, you need a varying amount of chevrons to get through the levels. Some levels you can't drop down from. They're safe levels, if you like. Others, you can if you lose chevrons by losing and finishing down the bottom. But like I said, if you play, I've personally been playing the Object 277, which is the tank you're going to see in the next battle. And by playing it to its role, by being up front, taking hits, doing damage, I haven't lost many chevrons at all. And it's a tank that I'm comfortable in. It's a tank that I've played a lot of Clan Wars battles in and Tier 10 battles in general. And it's a tank that I feel is pretty flexible when you're playing this game. Here comes the EBR coming for, he's certainly not going for the cap. The grill kills the EBR. Great work by the grill, giving our friend Rantic another 876 assisted damage. Where will this E50 be? Is he still going to be up on that perch? Rantic pings on the perch. He does get spotted here by the E50M. One of his teammates said in the chat that the E50M was on low health. I'm not sure what low health means. The in-game armor hit point indicator thingamy-bob indicates that he's on 2,050 hit points, which, no, he's not. There he is. Oh, the first shot misses. He's not going to have time to get a second. He's just got to go for it, doesn't he? The E50M's a one-shot for our friend Rantic from Traps Clan. The grill's coming in as well. The grill knows he can take a shot. The in-game indicator showed he was full health on Indigo, but he's not. So what would have happened? The E50M would have been outside this render range when he lost his hit points. That's why it still showed full health. And I know you guys can't read the chat, but in the chat, Rantic was asking, what's the hit points of the E50M? And somebody said, well, he's pretty low. You should have him covered. Where's the E50M? 5,222 hit points for Rantic from Traps in the Kranvagn. Bit blocked, bit assisted, about 800 each. Looking for the E50M. There's the E50M. Who's going to go for it? The grill's going for it. Can Rantic catch him? No, he can't. Doesn't really matter. Got the win. Got the victory. Got the chevron. Not just one chevron. I'm pretty confident that's going to be 2. Let's have a look at the result before we move on to StewiejP's ranked game in the 277, which is, I reckon I did it right in the one I played in. Rantic, though, he got top score, which means you got 2 chevrons, not 1. Even though in the World of Tanks, even in the what replays.eu website says it doesn't indicate how many. Sometimes it says you got 1, sometimes it, but he would have got 2, which gave him a rank received, whatever that means. Anyway, let's have a look at the shots he took. 5,222 hit points of damage. He fired 24 shots. 17 hit, 13 went through. Nothing wrong with those numbers. There were some blind shots in there, so you can't blame him for missing a few shots. 2 kills, 5,222 damage done. It cost him credits. Cost him nearly 50,000 credits. Unfortunately, with ranked, you've got a fire premium. It's as simple as that. Every shot counts. Every bit of damage counts. And yes, it is a bit of a credit sink, but you can make up for it by being in a clan. Like I'm sure Traps run credit boosters, same as 1AR does, and they certainly help. Looks like he did have some kind of credit booster running, possibly a clan one, which mean it only cost him 50,000 credits in that game that went for just under 13 minutes. Rantic, great game, mate. You can see, I can really see why the Kranvagn is so popular in ranked. It's a very, very they're everywhere, as you can see. In the next game, this is StewiejP. This was my first night playing ranked battles. First night this time around in, well, this will probably come out in October. So by this time around, I mean early to mid-September. I mean the Object 277. I think the Object 277's pretty good. I've got the full heat round loaded, 130mm gun, 490 alpha, 340mm of penetration compared to 265. Not stuffing around. Win the hill, says one of my teammates, and StewiejP says, yep, no problems. Now, apologies to Tiger Snake 101. Tiger Snake 101 from 1AR clan. I think I shoot him once or twice. I don't really need to apologise. I mean, if you're on the enemy team, I'm going to shoot you. No hard feelings for anyone who does the same to me. The VZ55 gets one into my side, lucky duck, but, and Tiger Snake's getting the hell out of dodge, but the other STB one is staying up there. It does get my damage, does damage my ammo rack, the cheeky bugger, and I was going to shoot the cranny, but the STB one moves forward again, and get one into him. Side scraping, turning, blocked that last shot, which I think was the first one that we blocked, but we are down on health. I'll take the kill though. StewiejP, 1 kill, 1,132 hit points of damage. Down to 431 hit points. This is a... Alright, this is... Now, as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking I probably didn't start this game too well. Looking at the hit points of my teammates and looking at the mini-map, about now is where I realise, hang on, we haven't all gone the mini-map as promised. Blocked a couple of shots from the T125 and the cranny. Told you there are crannies everywhere. 2 on the enemy team and just the 1 on my team, unless I'm mistaken. But they're still everywhere. They're still a flexible tank. We saw that with Rantic's game just then. Looking for a cheeky shot in the side of the cranny, don't quite get it. 1 zip to score, 2,609 hit points of damage, 2,000 damage blocked by armor, but we have taken a bit of damage. Now, I guess one reason I do okay in the Object 277 is the role experience for this tank is to receive damage. And I'm like, well, if I need to receive damage, then I'm your man. Receive damage and block damage, as well as dishing it out. Looking there towards the cranny is looking elsewhere, so I'll just take a cheeky shot into the lower plate. The STB1 shoots me and doesn't manage to do any damage. Brings my damage done up to 3,000 hit points, 2,000 blocked. Kicking back here. Looking. There's one for the STB. Another 508. Brings the damage up to just over 3,500 hit points. 1 zip is the score. I'm still the only one with kills here. Block a shot from the Patton. You're not going to pen me there, Patton, but I'll pen you if that's okay. Patton's down to a 1 shot. T124 confirms that kill, which is fantastic. And still looking at the map thinking, gee, there's not many tanks. There's not many friendly tanks up here. I'm feeling a little bit worried. Blocking 2 shots from the cranny and 1 from the STB brings the damage blocked up to nearly 3.6. This will be another kill. Brings the damage done up to 4.5. And this is just it's a bit of a farm fest. Even though I've lost so many hit points getting to this position, now that I'm in this position, I'm probably not in a bad spot. Look, considered the side of the Jagdpanzer E100 for a minute, but he's a little bit too low down. The T125 YOLOs and kills the UDES 15-16. That brings the score back to 4-2. Another one into the cranny. Looking at the enemy tanks though, the T125, the cranny, the STB, and I think the other Kranvagn are all pretty low health. Tracked here, I've got to dab the 5 key to fix my tracks and get back here because we're again feeling a little bit lonely. Teammates are doing okay in the centre. We own the centre of the map, but all the enemy tanks are up here. Well, that one's not anymore. Kill number 3 for StewiejP, no problems whatsoever. The other Kranvagn is a 1 shot on 42 hit points, but so am I on 431. Look, they might get a low roll, but not something I'm too keen on testing my luck. Speaking of luck, 4,390 damage blocked by armor. There's a bit of luck there. I'm not going to pretend that this game could have gone. I could have ended up with 2,000 damage and being dead with a lot less of that damage blocked by armor. Thanks to one of the crannies, and this might be a bullshit shot. Yes, it is. I'll take that. Kill number 4, 9-2. That just leaves the Strv. The Strv last seen down there in the forest. There he is on 358, which is a 1 shot. Doesn't matter. Not going to get that kill, but I'll take the 4. 4 out of 10 kills. No problems. No problems whatsoever. Let's have a look at the result before we wind up today's video. And I said it's about what replays earlier, how sometimes this says Chevron received. Well, I didn't just get 1, I got 2 because we got top score, 5,772 hit points of damage, 4 kills, 5,772 damage, 1,304 base experience, 517 shots, 16 hit and 14 penned. I'm not unhappy with that. 4,000, nearly 4,400 damage blocked by armor. Shout out to Miris from the Battle League. What a champion. Oh, he had a great game in the cranny as well. How did the other crannies go? Not bad. First and third. I think this might be the one who was not firing the premium and could, 511 shots, only 2 penned. Unfortunately, still got third though. A massive thanks to the enemy team for letting me farm all that damage. Cost me 12,000 credits. That's with a clan booster going, and obviously I paid for the consumables in advance, so it cost those credits for the food. Not bad for a 6-minute game. I'm not minding ranked battles, 10 versus 10. You tell me, what do you think of the ranked battles? I'm yet to hear anyone say that they prefer 15 versus 15 compared to 10 versus 10. I think 10 versus 10 is a lot more dynamic. It's a lot more fun to play, and it's a lot easier to do well in. if you're working with a group with your 9 teammates, and especially playing a heavy, if you stick with a pack and isolate your targets and kill them, it's a lot less campy than the 15 versus 15, where you often see in the 15 versus 15 game mode, you often see a medium tank sniping from the red line, or a heavy tank not doing what a heavy tank should do, which it probably still happens in 10 versus 10, but I haven't noticed it being so prominent. Disclaimer, this was my first night in September playing the qualifying battles, and I think this was my last game of the evening before the ANZ server closed down for the night for ranked. And so it might be different on Hong Kong, might be different on NA or EU. You let me know what's ranked like on whatever server you play on. But thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Consider liking, subscribing, and getting on board. I'm StewiejP, Water Tanks Community Contributor for Wargaming Australia. Don't forget to check out Raktajino as well in the Strv, the Kolobanovs. Who could? That was a rip. And my old mate Bucket of Monkeys. Check out KJ as well. KJ's an absolute champion, also playing on the Aussie server. StewiejP in the Type 62 as well. Rantic in the Cranny. Crannies are everywhere in ranked battles, and that's why. We're also on Twitch. Again, link down below. Like, subscribe, get on board. Thanks again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You're all champions. Every single one of you. Good luck in your ranked. Okay. But then again, by the time this video comes out, ranked will probably be over. But the next one will be around before you know it. Maybe even pick up a Concept 1B or one of the other cool tanks. The big Chinese TD. What do you reckon? Thanks for everyone for watching. Happy Saturday. One of our shenanigans tonight. Take care and see you all next time.